We are going to work on finding ways that we can do some multiplication in our head and breaking down numbers and working them with them to make them easier and using properties of multiplication. So first we're going to start with 24 times 25. And that one seems like it might be kind of hard to do in our head, but we can make these numbers easier to work with. We can take the fact that we know that 6 times 4 equals 24. So we're going to make a new equation where we're going to replace 24 with 6 times 4. So we're going to do parentheses 6 times 4, because that's going to represent 24, times 25. And associative property tells us that we can switch these parentheses around. So our new equation is going to be 6 times, or that also equals 6 times, parentheses 4 times 25. And now we know that 4 times 25, that's easier to work with because that's going to be 100. So now we have 6 times 100. And our knowledge of multiplying by 10 and 100, we know that 6 is going to move 2 place values to the left, which is going to make our answer 600. Now 34 times 23 is going to be our next one. Let's give ourselves a little bit more room here. So we have 34 times 23. There aren't any really easy multiples that we can work with for this, like there was 6 times 4, but we can still make this a little bit easier to work with. So we're going to take 34 and make that 30 plus 4, and then we can multiply that by 20 times 3. I'm sorry, 20 plus 3. 20 plus 3 is 23. And then we can use our distributive property and FOIL, which is first, outside, inside, last. And we will do first, so 30 times 20. And then we're going to add the the outside. 30 times 3. Then the inside. 4 times 20. And then last, we're going to add 4 times 3. And then we'll work that down piece by piece. So we have 3 times 20, which is going to be 30 times 20, which is going to be 600. And then we're going to add that to 30 times 3, which we can do in our head as 3 times 3. And then with the 0 for multiples of 10, we know that that's going to be 90, because 3 times 3 is 9, times 10 would be 90. Then 4 times 20. Again, we could do 4 times 2 is 8, and then multiply that by 10. We would get 80. And then 4 times 3 is a multiple we know of 12. Then we can start adding these together left to right. So 600 plus 90, we have 690 plus 80 plus 12. 690 plus 80, we have 770.